number of new Florida real estate licensees hits a 9-year high. Great for the real estate business to need that many agents. Obviously, we're an advocate. We hire a lot of new agents. We train new agents. Some of our best people were brand new agents with us. Hey, 10 years ago, 11 years ago, I was a brand new agent. So I still understand the plight to the brand new agent. But when I hear those kind of statistics, it concerns me, because what ends up happening is real estate's one of those industries, and I'm sure mortgage is the same. When the economy and market are doing good, everybody jumps in and thinks, oh, I can jump in and make millions and get rich, and it's going to be easy. And so I would caution consumers to be concerned whenever you're speaking to somebody that's a friend or a family member that just got their license. Just because someone had their license doesn't mean they've been taught how to sell real estate. It just means they passed a standardized test. And I think that there's a place for new agents. They need to be trained. But what ends up happening, and what we as a top agent that markets a lot get a lot of the time, is we're tasked with fixing the mistakes of the new agent after they go out and get somebody's $700,000 listing in a great neighborhood that was their first listing. So they're doing a tryout on somebody's $700,000 home, and then they make all kinds of mistakes. The photos are bad, the marketing's bad, it's not priced well, and then the real estate agent public gets a bad rap because, oh, I hired a realtor, and I get it, but did you really hire the right one? So really do your due diligence.
You got to vet your, just like you vet your attorney, you got to vet your realtor, you got to vet your mortgage professional, you got to vet everybody, actually. So I got a great question for you that just came to mind here.
Yeah.
Okay.
He's putting me on the spot.
If I'm a consumer and I'm looking for a good realtor, what are the 3 best questions I should ask to make sure I got a good realtor?
I think the first and foremost, in today's transparent marketplace, you want to Google them and see what you find out about online. Do they have a lot of reviews? Do they not have any reviews? The number of sales that a realtor has today has almost become public knowledge. You can go onto Zillow, you can go onto these websites and verify how many homes does the realtor sell, what's their company do, what do their clients say about them, what kind of social media presence do they have. So I think the first thing you need to do as a consumer is Google them. The second question you want to ask is about performance. What are your performance guarantees? We have one that we buy the home if it doesn't sell. Not a lot of realtors are going to risk millions of dollars to buy your home if it doesn't sell. And we've got testimonial videos from clients whose homes we've bought. So I think, what kind of performances, what kind of guarantees, what kind of statistics can they show that they outperform the market? Do they, sell homes faster? Do they sell them for more money? When representing a buyer, what's their customer satisfaction? What's the process look like? I think is another important one. We run a big team. So our agents get a lot of administrative support. Similar to a large law firm with paralegals, our agents' goal is to be meeting with customers and helping them, not necessarily carving out all the little details. That's what our staff would do. So I think knowing that process is important for a consumer because it's a choice. I think probably third that I would say is an important question to ask a realtor. We talked about performance. We talked about kind of the process. Communication. How are you available to communicate with me? Because today a home buyer can go and get a lot of the information they want online, but they want to be able to pick up the phone or text or call or email, however they want to communicate. So I think establishing communication standards so that the agent can speak that. But today I think a resume for an agent should more or less be online. And if it's not, if you're talking to a realtor that tells you they do all this business and you can't go online and verify that, I would be very cautious because today most of that information should be online. It should be on their website. They should have reviews. They should have videos from clients talking about their experience. If they don't have all of that, then I would have some concerns. And real estate agents used to be able to get away with maybe fluffing their numbers or saying how many homes they sold, and the consumer public couldn't really validate that anymore. And I think that's changed. Now it's pretty much transparent. Most consumers can figure out and go online and figure out how much business an agent does just based on a few of the listing syndicators and portals that are out there. They can look up their listings, and I think that's important. Googling them and then looking at those reviews and the feedback from the customers is way better than you can have from an agent beating their chest saying how great they are. I mean, do they, and the data, looking at their listings. What do the photos on their listings look like? There's so much that can be done today, and I think consumers need to use Google as their friend. They need to really vet them out and research them that way, more so than necessarily asking them the questions, finding out what information is already out there available on the agent.
Right. Yeah, and I think it's great that all these new agents are coming. We need new blood in the industry.
Agents. I need new agents. I need like 10 right now. So it's not.
It's just
you
a
don't
difference
need-
of, do they have the support? Because there's a lot of things to learn. I mean, this is
Right.
the biggest transaction that most people are gonna do in their lifetime, and you're gonna do, trust it to somebody that
Right.
has no support, is on their
Right,
own.
and that's the key to, so if you're working with a new agent that's part of a company that has a support system, like ours, where it's a team model, and they have administrative support, and have a supervisor, there's some other things that we do. We put parameters in place, so our new agents, have criteria that, they have to qualify for in order to work with more customers or higher priced customers. So for example, if I have a brand new agent that we just went through our training boot, we have a 2-month boot camp training program that they go through where they sit with mentors and they go out on ride-alongs and they go on presentations and they're taught how to show a home, they meet with our attorney, taught how to write a contract, they go through MLS training. So they go through this training for a couple of months, and then when they're finally ready to start working with consumers, if somebody calls in and says, yeah, I have a $600,000 home to sell, the rookie ain't getting the $600,000. We give them, kind of a parameter where they're going to work with certain people. Their friends and family at first. The transactions that maybe not be as complicated. And certainly, I don't want to say that a lower priced home is more complicated, because it's certainly not. But the bigger the home, the more obstacles you can have, the more inspection issues, the more things that have to navigate through. So we put some parameters in place. As they gain experience, they get to qualify to do more. Another example is local areas. If an agent is really familiar with one part of town, as a brand new agent, we're going to let them work clients in that area, but not work clients in other areas until they learn more about those other areas and become more experienced agents. So we want to put some parameters in place to help them learn and earn at the same time while they grow into being a successful agent.
I think communication is such a key in any industry, so I think that
Communication's
question.
really the key.
And everybody's be communicated differently.
Right. We have this form that our clients fill out, a concierge form, where we ask them these questions, and that's meant to help the agent. So many new agents that go into this that don't know those forms or don't have that proper training, they don't really know it. And that's like I said, I'm excited for new agents, but cautious at the same time for consumers to pick a new agent, because a lot can go wrong. They haven't navigated through the obstacles and the processes, and there's a lot of things they're not prepared for.